Hey guys, welcome to my channel, DizzySlay MUA. I am back with another client tutorial. Today we are going to be doing a Valentine's Day theme cut crease. I just had her clean her face with some Thayer's Witch Hazel. This is a cucumber one. Now I don't make all my clients clean their own, but she's a friend. And she obviously didn't like the way that I did it, so I let her do her own. So to start, I am putting setting powder on the brows just to remove any excess oils. And today, instead of using a pencil, I'm going in with the Eyebrow Pomade by Crown Case. And for her, I'm using the shade Dark Brown. Her brows are already nicely shaped. So you'll see me right now, I'm just going along the outline. I'm tracing them. I don't take it all the way to the front. Okay, and then now I'm about to fill them in. And I fill it in the same way that I would do a pencil. I'm just going through it with a couple hair-like strokes. And I like using this Ruby Kiss brush because it gets super flat. Now when I get to the front of the brow, I place the brush at the bottom and I just flick it upwards. Like it's flat at the bottom and I just flick a little bit upwards. And I found that doing this makes it look a little bit more natural when working with a pomade. Now I'm using my Max Luxe brush and I am carving out her brow. This is the e.l.f. Camo Concealer in the shade Medium Brown. And then right in front of that, I'm going in with Juvia's Magic Concealer in 12. And you guys know from the last video if you watched it, but I like to do foundation in the front of the brows. And this is Beauty Bakery's 315W. Now I have no reasoning for using 3 different shades. I honestly just use this just because. There's no method behind it. Alright, and now I'm just taking this fluffy brush and I'm blending these shades together and pulling down any excess onto the lid. And now carving out the top of the brow, I'm using the foundation shade. And then in the front, I'm going to place the concealer color. Now I do like to go a little bit lighter under the brows when I know that I'm going to work with like some bright colors, and that's what we're doing today. So that's the reason why I did choose to go light with that medium beige. Alright, now I am priming the eyelids with the Anastasia Beverly Hills eye primer. And look at her son. Isn't he just so handsome? He wanted to make a special appearance. So on the eyes today, we are using the Makeup by Yolanda JamRock Palette. And I already did the one eye, so I'm going to show you guys this one on camera. I am starting with the shade Loud from this palette. It's like a burgundy color. I wanted like a burgundy reddish eye look. So I'm taking a fluffy brush and I'm just applying this all onto the crease. Making sure it's nice and blended out. And right in the middle of that, I'm going in with the color Gutty to darken that crease up some. And you see that those blend out very, very nicely. And now to deepen that, I'm going in with the black in this palette, and it is called Bam Bam. Now, I did use a smaller brush for Bam Bam because I wanted to keep this black right where I'm putting it. And back into the palette, I'm going in with Gutty again, just to blend out that black and then add more of this burgundy shade onto our lid. So honestly, I just go back and forth between Gutty and Bam Bam until I get the desired blend that I want. And then once that's set, now I'm going to cut the crease. And for this, I'm using the P. Louise base. It is called Rewhite. I love this base actually. It gives it like nice and bright, and it covers all of that color. Alright, so we are carving out our crease. I love her eyelids. It's literally the perfect space, and I know I can always do a bomb cut crease on her. And after the crease is cut the way that we like, I am now taking a fluffy, like plain brush, and I'm just blending that out so that way it will dry and it'll give us a nice even base to start applying our shadow. Starting towards like the middle of this crease, I'm going in with the shade Loud, and I'm using it on an angle. I love doing angles when I'm blending colors on a crease. I feel like it blends better and it just looks better in my opinion. So I'm adding Loud. And I'm just gonna buff that edge out, and right in front of Loud, I'm going in with Crowd. That's more of like a reddish color, so that is going right in the front of Loud. Now take our brush and just make sure that those two are blended nice and seamless. And back towards our corner, we are going back in with Bam Bam, and we're pushing, like brushing that onto our lid. And that's going to be a nice blend. Once you get it where you want, I clean off the brush a little bit and then just blend. Now, right here on the lid, I am taking this pure white called Dance. And with this white, you want to put it on in like a patting motion. I'm literally just patting it on top. I'm not swiping, swirling, nothing. I'm pressing it right on top of each other so it does not look chalky. Once that's all over, I'm going over her lid with this white pigment by DizzySlay House. It's called Icy, and that gives the lids a beautiful shine. You can see it. Now my camera has been on some other stuff, so you are going to miss the part where I put a white liner on that crease and when I do the black liner, but you get to see me add rhinestones to it. So I'm just taking the lash glue and putting dots where I want it to be. And then I'm going to apply a decent sized rhinestone. I wanted the stone a little bit thicker than the line so that you can see it. And then you see it's 5 on each one. So that's how I'm going to apply it. And then I do this in sections with my stones. I'll do like 1 or 2 dots so that way when it dries, like when it starts to dry, I can still see it. And then I'm placing the stone where I want it to be. And then this is basically it for our eyes. It's so pretty. Like you can tell just from this that the rest of this face is about to be fire. So now I'm going in with the primer. I'm using the Urban Decay All Nighter Primer on the outer parts of her face. Ooh, my elbow ashy as fuck. Woo, okay. And then in her T-zone, I'm going in with the Dermablend Insta Grip Jelly Primer. I really love using that in the T-zone. It's similar to the Milk Primer if you guys like that one. After I let that sit for a little bit, now I'm going in with the foundation. This is Beauty Bakery Insta Bake Foundation. For her, I am using the shade 315W, and you can see the other side of her face already has it on, and it just looks like skin. She has such good skin that this foundation just, you can't even tell. It goes in so good with her. So I'm just taking this big Real Techniques brush and I'm just pushing that in. Alright, now for her concealer, where we want to highlight, I ended up mixing the e.l.f. and the Juvia's Place concealers together, and that's the shade that we got. So I am doing the chin, on the lip, under her eye, and the bridge of the nose, forehead, of course. You see I leave a little bit of space under the eye, but that's because I'm going in with just the medium beige right there because I want it to be brighter. I feel like with a dark eye look, I want under the eye to look a little brighter. I don't want everything to look so dark. Alright, and while that concealer sits, I am now carving out her face with the Juvia's Place Shade Stick. And this is the shade Katsina. And I don't want a harsh contour, so I literally just tap the brush into it just a little bit, and I'm starting to scope out her face. Like, she already has such a beautiful like face that she doesn't need it to be chiseled much. And once that's all done, now I'm going in and I'm blending out where we put our concealer. Now blending the concealer, you can literally see the brush going up and down, coming on and off of her face. So we apply the concealer where we want it to go. That way when it's time to blend, we don't have to do much. We don't have to swipe. It is literally just patting motions up and down to blend this concealer in. And on this part, I go back and forth between using this little brush and the brush that we use for foundation, and also a sponge. So this is what I do to get the perfect blend. I use whichever brush I feel like is doing the job. So I'll use the bigger one on the outside, and as I get more towards the nose, I'll start to use the brush, and then I will finally go in with the sponge to make sure everything is blended. Make sure that under her eye is not creased and that it's smooth. After it's all blended to your liking, now I'm going to go under there and I am applying AC Cosmetics Butternut Beige setting powder. And that is what we're using to set under her eye. I love this on her skin complexion, and this doesn't get cakey. It literally just sucks up any type of dewiness, and it blends in so good with the skin. Now while under her eyes are baking, I'm going in with the Morphe 8R palette, and I am now bronzing up her face, which is literally just me going over where we did our contour. So I'm letting that baking, look, I'm letting the baking powder sit. No, I'm letting the setting powder bake while we go through. Now I'm also using this palette to contour her nose. I really love the shade of it. It's not too dark and it's a warm tone. Now that the nose is contoured, we can go ahead and apply the setting powder to and around our nose. And it doesn't sit long, so that's why I like to do this part last. I don't know, I feel like sometimes the nose like gets flaky and dried. So that's why I don't do it all ahead of time, because I don't want it to sit as long as under the eye does. Now we're going right underneath where we did our contour, and you don't want it to be a straight line. You see how it kind of like curves, like it starts at the middle of the ear and it curves up slightly. I love that look. I love how that rounds the face some. And like I said, AC Cosmetics is literally like the best setting powder to use on this part, because it will not leave a harsh line and it will blend right into the skin. Now using our foundation brush, I am just pushing that powder into the skin. I'm not brushing it away. I'm pushing it into the skin using that same foundation brush. And I'm doing that now with all of the powder. Now, if you know me, you know I love blush, so I'm using the blush that is also in that Morphe 8R palette. She hates blush, and I really don't care. It's my favorite. If I could, I would have made her cheeks even freaking rosier. For her highlight, we are using the Juvia's Place loose highlighter. This is Nefertiti. I love this one. This one gives a really, really bright highlight. And I mean, you see how it comes up on the camera. Now, sis is difficult. This is the Kiss Luxury 24-hour liner in Blackest Black. Her eyes get watery whenever you do anything on her lower lash line. So this is a tip that I learned. I give my clients a Q-tip. That way they're not using a tissue and wiping away all of their makeup from trying to stop their eyes from running. A Q-tip will literally sit right in the corner and soak that up. Now, right on top of that black liner now, I am going in with Loud. I'm sorry, I had a brain fart. I had to think of what I used. No, I lied. I'm using Gutty. I'm sorry. That was the darker one. I'm using Gutty to blend out that lower lash line and that black liner. Time to apply these lashes. So I am applying a line of glue right onto her lash line, and I'm also going to put glue on the lashes. I love doing this double glue method. I feel like the lashes last longer. You don't have to worry about the ends lifting up by the time you get done the makeup. And now I'm putting these lashes on her, and because my nails are so long, I have to use tweezers. Before nails, I was just using my fingers. And it's coming together, guys. Now for her lips, I'm using this Kiss Dark Brown. This is their Luxury Intense Lip Liner. This is dark brown, and I'm lining her lips. Now, after I already have it lined, you'll see me go right under that line, and I'll just start shading a little bit more. That way, when we go to put the lipstick on, it's not just one thin, dark line. Now in the corner of her lips, I'm going in with a dark brown pencil. This is actually the NYX, or NYX, however you guys would like to pronounce it. This is their dark brown eyeliner, the retractable one. And I am applying this just in the corners. I love doing lips like this. I feel like it gives it more of like a pouty look. It makes your lips look super juicy, and I'm obsessed with it. After I have both of these liners on, I'm going to take this little disposable lip brush, and I'm just going to blend those two browns together before we go to apply anything else onto our lips. Now, I didn't want anything too pink because of her eyes. I didn't want to do it red. So this is a very light nude. This is by Juvia's Place, and this is just their gloss. And this is called Barely There. So I'm mainly focusing this where I didn't have any pencil at. So like in the center of her lips. And then after she smacks her lips together, I'm going to go over the whole lip with just a clear gloss. Yeah, so you see on this part, I'm going over the liner as well. So it's going to bring everything together. The more gloss, the merrier. I love glossy lips. I love juicy lips. Like, let's go. Oil these babies up. And that's it for our look. For finishing touches, I'm now using the Benin Matte Final Seal Setting Spray. That's a long title. And now I'm using my fan, and it is just going to dry that setting spray just about immediately. So that way that face is on and those products are locked. Oh my god, even through my arm and my ashy elbow, you can see how beautiful this look is. The eyes, the skin, the lips. Like, she's literally like one of my favorite models. And I'm not just saying that because she's my friend, but she's beautiful and she has like the perfect canvas. I hope that this look was helpful for you guys. Feel free to try it on a client, try it on yourself. Let me know if it was helpful. I will have all the products that I use listed down below. Thank you for watching. This has been DizzySlay MUA. Make sure that you like this video, okay? Share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will see you guys next time.